I ordered my F-350 on November 2nd of 2021, and it took 5 months. And during the wait period, I kept staring at this picture that I put together from the build site. Patience is a virtue. It took 5 months for me to get my truck. Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 long months of waiting, my brand new 2022 Ford F-350 with the 7.3 liter Godzilla engine has finally arrived in my driveway. Let me take you for a tour and show you the features, and I'll show you the window sticker. As you can see here, I got an XLT. I didn't need anything like a Lariat offers. I didn't want leather seats. I don't care about heated seats. I don't care about cooled seats. There's a lot of things in the Lariat that's nice, but I didn't want to pay the extra money for it. And XLT is exactly what I need. Now the F-350, a lot of people ask me about the F-350 and why did I go with an F-350 instead of an F-250, and I'll show you. See that number right there? 4,069 pound payload. That's exactly why I went with a Ford F-350 over a 250. You probably already know this, but the F-350 comes with an extra spring in the spring pack. You'll notice that I didn't get the XLT Super Premium, whatever they call it, upgrade package, because it's all chrome, and I'm not into chrome. I could care less about that. I like the blacked out handles. I think they look okay. What was really important to me was right there. And anybody that's ever had this, once you have this, you're never going back. As you can see, I got the FX4 package that gives you 373 lockers with the F-350, which is kind of nice. It also gives you skid plates, and it gives you slightly better tires. These are by no means anything special in terms of off-road tires or anything like that, but they're quite nice. And you get some stylized wheels to go with it, so I'm kind of happy about it. Here you can see the length of this beluga whale. I got the 8-foot bed. I believe that if you're going to have a pickup truck, you might as well have a pickup truck. And so I got the 8-foot bed, and I'm going to slide a camper into this thing. I'm actually going to make a camper and slide it into this thing. So that's a future project, and I'll take some videos of that as I go along. But I really wanted the 8-foot bed, and I'm glad I got it. What's nice about the Super Duties is they have a 2.5-inch hitch rather than a standard 2-inch. And notice the capacity on this thing is much greater than anything you're going to haul with a F-150. So it's kind of nice to have that. So here's a view of the inside of the bed, the 8-foot bed. You can see up front there, I just have a milk crate with some chains in it for now. It came with the box link cleats. Those are actually pretty nice. They lock in place. Pretty simple device, and it's pretty handy, pretty helpful. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them in there when I make my camper or not, but it looks like maybe the camper could clear that, and if it does, I might be able to use those as additional tie downs for the camper. I did not go with a bed liner. I have ordered a bed mat. The Ford bed mats are rubbery and nothing slides around when you have one of those bed mats. They're fantastic. So I opted for that instead of spray on bed liner. I don't like that. Notice I wanted the fifth wheel and gooseneck hitch prep, but at the time of ordering it was available, but then along the way the dealer called me and said they're having supply chain problems with that, and so he said, if you could remove that, he said, you'll get your truck earlier. So I said, oh, the hell with it. I'm disappointed because this is a truck that's designed for that. So it almost ought to come with it from the factory anyways. And I certainly could have cut holes in the bed mat to accommodate having the gooseneck and fifth wheel hitch prep in there. But I could do that later on my own. No big deal. Also notice I really did go for the tailgate step. What a great addition. This truck is huge. I'll show you how tall this truck actually sits. All right, speaking of how tall it is, everybody wants to know kind of what this dimension is here. You can see it's roughly 41 inches. This is the front end. Now the rear end of this is sitting at 43.5 versus 41 for the front. So obviously there's a rake forward in this truck. I'm not going to put a leveling kit in it. I could care less about that. This truck is plenty big the way it is. I mean, look how high this truck sits off the ground at the rail. It's almost too high. I don't know why they make it up off the ground so high, but I mean, you can't, I suppose you could lower it, but why would you? You leave it as is. I'm not doing anything to it. All right, I told you I got the 7.3, and notice no def. I'm not gonna have to fool with that. I'll talk more about the 7.3 and why later. All right, so this is one of the reasons why Ford rules. I mean, I was thinking about a Toyota for a long time, a Tundra, and I mean, there's just no comparison. This thing has got pockets in the doors. It's got storage everywhere. It's got seat storage right here, under seat storage. This whole thing folds up. If I want to get this floor flat, I can make it flat. I mean, this locks too, by the way, so I can throw rifles in there and pretty much not have to worry about it. By the way, I did take this off the back of the center seat simply because it sort of gets in the way of looking out your rear window. But anyways, this thing is cavernous in the back. I just love it. All right, I opted for power pedals. The reason I opted for power pedals is because I got a 5'0" wife, and I want her to drive this big beast, and it'll make it easier for her. You know, quite honestly, I could have easily gone with a XL versus the XLT. I'm not a fancy guy. I don't need a lot of fancy stuff. But in order to get these PowerScope mirrors that go like this, that's the XLT way. You gotta go XLT or higher to get that. That's pretty nice. And they also extend out. Where is that? I gotta figure, oh, right there. There it is right there. They extend out for towing, and they come back in. So that's pretty handy. There's, if you notice here, there's no power seat memory like you get in the XLT. Who cares? I don't. I'm pretty much the only person that's going to drive this thing anyways. Notice I got 92.7 miles on this thing, and my first 92.7 miles I've averaged 12.0 miles per gallon. Now I've driven one of these 7.3s for about 5,000 or 6,000 miles for work, and over the course of that almost 6,000 miles I averaged 14.7. So this is breaking. And by the way, I am babying this. A lot of people say you don't have to do it. You know what? I'm not gonna scoot this thing around too hard until I get over 1,000 miles on it. All right, here's my 373 lockers right there. You just pull them out, push them in. Lockers are nice. Of course, all Super Duties come with a trailer brake controller. I also opted to get this special trailer backup system. It was kind of expensive, and in retrospect probably didn't need it, but what you get with that is multiple camera views out this monitor right here, which, you know what, it's nice to have that when you're trailing. You want to be able to see around you, and you want to see behind you good. This truck also has a front camera, which I probably will figure out why I want that someday, but it's kind of nice to have it, I guess. Notice, like I said, no power seats, or excuse me, no heated seats, no cooled seats. I don't need any of that funky stuff. It does have traction control. You can shut off the traction control, which you need in the 7.3 if you're going to go and try to scoot it off the line, because it will burn the tires. It'll burn brand new tires. The 7.3 will burn brand new tires. Ask me how I know. I didn't do it in this truck. I did it with a truck from work, and it worked fantastic. And you have to shut that off if you don't want those. If you want to get the tires to spin. This has hill descent control. I live down in Louisiana. When the hell am I going to ever use that? I don't know. You can see the camera view button on the right hand side there, and then of course I could shut off my lane keeping assist. By the way, I want to talk about that lane keeping assist thing for a second. This truck, this 2022 Ford F-350, cost me less to insure than a 2017 F-150, and that truck had 150,000 miles on it. And I asked the insurance agent, why is it that this truck is marginally cheaper? It's only like 50 bucks every 6 months. But I asked her, why is this cheaper? And she said, because you have lane keep assist and you have blind spot monitoring, which right there's your blind spot monitoring. It's trying to focus on it, but it's not really doing a great job. So that lane keep assist and the blind spot monitoring is something that is valuable to the insurance company. I kind of like it. Something else that's very valuable to order, and it's cheap, is the Upfitter switches. I mean, come on, let's get real. You can hook, each of these switches is wired to a terminal block up in the engine compartment, and all your accessories, anything you want to do, you could wire up to that terminal block, and then just use this switch inside of here to turn it on and off. My first accessory I'm going to put on this truck is a massive LED backup light that I'm going to put under the bumper, and I'll flick that on whenever I'm backing up in a dark area, because with the 8-foot bed, you want to see what's behind you. Now, I got cameras and all that stuff, but it's really nice to illuminate the hell out of everything, and so that's why I did that. Yeah, I'm not sure if all trim levels come with it. Maybe just the XLT, the upgrade on the XLT, as this 110 volt outlet. That's nice. I'm not sure I'm going to use it a bunch, but it's nice. I guess I can plug a laptop in or other accessories. It'll charge quicker there probably. Notice it's only 400 watt. Ford makes it seem like a big deal that they have an upper glove box and a lower locking glove box, but to be honest with you, there's not a tremendous amount of room in there, so it's not like you're going to be able to put a whole bunch of stuff in there anyway. But it is nice to have upper and lower, put documents in one and other stuff in the bottom. So I'm not going to pop the hood and get up on a step ladder so you can see the engine, because I mean, I'm 5'8", and I literally, if I'm going to do anything under the hood on this thing, I'm going to have to get up on a step ladder. But I got the 7.3 engine. I did not get the diesel. I saved myself, I don't know, $8,000, something like that. However, I will say that I would have chose the 7.3 even if the prices were nearly similar. And the reason is maybe I'm believing in all the hype from the Ford engineers, but that 7.3 engine has been designed for Super Duty use. It's been designed for utility trucks. They're throwing it in the F-350s, F-450s, F-550s, F-600, F-650. I mean, dump trucks are going to be running this engine. And it's been out for a couple of years now, and no one's saying anything bad about it. I've seen a bunch of information on YouTube talking about the fact that that's a very reliable engine. And I've seen Ford engineers talking about how they designed it and why a pushrod engine with new technology, metallurgy, new technology, component surface finishes, it has made this thing a very reliable engine. I mean, the parts are huge. Anything on this F-350 is huge. Everything. The frame is big, but the engine itself, they designed that 7.3 engine on purpose to be a long reliability engine. And I like the fact that it's easy to do all the maintenance right in my own garage or right in my own driveway. So that's what I plan to do. By the way, they're telling me that I can change the oil every 10,000 miles. You know what? Bullshit. I'm not doing it 10,000 miles. My dealer said he would be doing it at 7,500. You know what? I'm a 5,000 mile guy, and someday I'm going to be happy that I do it. Oil is cheap. I know it takes, 8 quarts or something like that. But oil's cheap, and I'm gonna do 5,000 mile intervals. Why not? I want this thing to last. This is my last truck. Speaking of oil changes, can we just say bravo to the Ford engineers for getting this 100% right? Look at this. Your oil drain bolt is right there. And oh boy, look what we got sitting right here. Got your oil filter. And it's not sitting in some kind of a plastic housing that you got to take apart and put a filter insert in. It's a simple oil filter, and it's right there. You drain them both simultaneously when you crawl under the truck. And by the way, being that it's a Super Duty F-350, F-250 type truck, I don't need to jack this thing up to get in here and do any of this. It's like right here. So, why not do my oil changes every 5,000 miles? It's simple. People always complain about the fact that they get a brand new truck and they look under it and it's got some metal parts that have rust on it. And sure enough, my truck drive shaft, transaxle shaft, has a little bit of rust on it. And there's a couple other spots. Look how long this truck is. Look at the size of this thing. It's just amazing how big this truck is. And look at the skid plates. That's part of what you get with the FX4 package, is you get all those skid plates. And by the way, the other reason I got an 8-foot bed is look at that gas tank. That's a 48-gallon gas tank, boys. And that's a gasoline gas tank. That we're not in a diesel truck here. So, I mean, why not get an 8-foot bed just so you can get a 48-gallon tank? Makes so much sense. But anyways, there's a little more rust right there. I'm not looking at that as something bad. Some people do. I guess I'm not in that fanboy club. But let me show you another view. Just so you can see a little bit more. Apparently they got rid of they beefed it up and got rid of the death wobble up front. I'll find out soon enough, I suppose. But hell, I'm a fan of this truck, and all you got to do is get underneath here and look at the size of the cross members and whatnot, and see the quality of the parts that they put in here. Ford's doing a good job. So congratulations, right there. That's just an indication of somebody that was some engineer who works on his own cars, his own driveway, thought that one through right there. That's fantastic. All right, I'm going to show you something else Ford did good. Watch what happens when I hit the unlock button on my truck. Look at that. You get some LED lights pointing out on the side of your mirror, facing down on the ground. So the basic area, I mean, I know it's light out right now, but the basic area right around this front door is illuminated when you unlock your door at night in a parking lot. Pretty nice. Way to go, Ford. Now that it's a little darker, I'll show you how nice it is when you unlock the truck and those LED side mirrors come on. It's pretty cool. Look at that. Just lights it up. That's a really great feature. All right, this is a little hard to see. I'm trying as best I can, but here's my blind spot monitors and my mirrors, and notice the location of them. This is a feature that I wish Ford would do different. That blind spot monitor is right up there in the upper right hand. Well, guess which mirror you're looking at when you want to know if there's somebody in your blind spot? It's this mirror here. So that blind spot monitor should be right there and not right there. Okay. All right. So for $88, $90, I don't know what it was, something cheap like that, I got the engine heating plug oil. This is the oil heater. Why not? If I'm ever up north and it's freezing cold, I'll plug this thing in. It'll help protect my engine. By the way, it comes with a nice little cap too, and it comes with a little harness clip right there, so it's kind of sitting right there inside the truck. I like it. While I'm down here, let me make fun of the Toyota Tundra guys. Look what I got. Ha 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 ha. Came with the truck too. I didn't have to figure out how to do anything different. This thing's got tow hooks and they're big. Okay, I told you I'd show you the window sticker. The nice thing about this window sticker is it's green, not blue, and that signifies it was a special order. It was just for me. So there's the basic truck. And I didn't tell you why I ordered white. I live down south and it's hot enough down here. I don't need to add a lot of heat to the inside of a vehicle. So I ordered white. I like it anyways. It makes it easier to keep it clean. I'll give you a chance to look at some of this. All right, then here's my options. You can see first option was the 7.3. And then this really goes with the FX4 package. When you order the FX4 package, this automatically comes into it. This is just the nicer tires, better tires. That package that I got is the XLT value package. I forget what the name of the other one is that's all chrome, but I didn't need all that. Here's the FX4. So when you're on the build site and you pick FX4, it actually adds these two things together. I did get the platform running boards. Like I said, I'm 5'8". Hard to get in and out of that truck. I got an 88-year-old mother-in-law that needs to get in and out of it. As I showed you, I got the engine block heater. I didn't show you, but I got a power sliding rear window. Reason I did that was when I make my camper, I'm gonna put a front window in the camper, so I can pass through cords or whatever. I just want to be able to have a way to get between the back seat of the truck and the front of the camper. Here's that ultimate trailer tow camera pro trailer backup assist package. And like I said, that was fairly expensive. I don't know if I really needed that. Retrospect, maybe I wouldn't have got that. Absolutely, this is an essential. PowerScope trailer tow mirrors. Got that for my wife. The adjustable pedals. We didn't talk about this. I bought an extra camera that is used. It's a customer trailer camera, and I can use it wherever I want. I can stick it on the back of my boat trailer, so I know exactly where I am at when I'm backing up with the boat. I love that idea. There's my Upfitter switches, the tailgate step. By the way, I got a dual battery, and that comes, when you order the dual battery, you get two 397 amp alternators. There's your alternator and battery. So that's addition of an additional alternator, an additional battery. And notice 397 amp. That's a lot. And again, I'm going to use this with my camper. So if I add all that up, it came out to that right there. Bottom line number was that. Now, I won't tell you exactly what I paid, because I work for a company that has bought Fords and used Fords for 47 years, and we get an X-Plan price. And the dealer that I worked with was phenomenally good to me. He gave me that X-Plan price without question. He didn't do any crazy markups. There was absolutely nothing that he did that made me upset with him. They're just great people, and I'll talk a little bit more about them later. But out the door, taxes and title and registration, all that stuff was a little bit more than that number right there. I'm happy to plug Sterling Ford up in Opelousas, Louisiana. They're great people. Kevin Ancelet was my dealer